I'll talk about rollouts, spinners, and floaters, three subtleties in the UI that will help you to be more productive once you see how to use them. To demonstrate, I'll create a sphere. I'll just drag it out in the viewport. My first tip has to do with rollouts. You've seen how the rollouts contain information. But did you know that you can reorder the rollouts in the command panel? I'll drag the parameters rollout above keyboard entry and drop it there. I adjust parameters a lot more often than I use the keyboard entry feature. It's still available down there, but it's out of the way at the bottom of the command panel now. My next tip has to do with spinners. This UI element right here. Obviously, you can click the little arrows to change the values in the text box, but this is really tedious. You'd have to do a lot of clicks to make much of a change. The real way to be productive with a spinner is to drag it. And it doesn't matter whether you start dragging over the up arrow or the down arrow. Just start dragging up and down. And you can rapidly and interactively change the values in that text box. You can also right-click a spinner to set its value to its default. In this case, it sets the radius to 0. So the object still exists, although we can't see it. Let's change the radius back to 3 feet. I'll right-click to finish the command, and then create another sphere. My final tip is about floaters. But before we get into that, let's open the Select by Name dialog box. And you can do that up here by clicking this button or by pressing H on the keyboard. I'll drag this out of the way and select Sphere 1, either by double-clicking its name or by selecting it and clicking the Select button. Either way, the dialog box disappears once you make a selection. So that's the normal functioning of that dialog box. A floater is an alternative that you can access here on the Tools menu. The selection floater has the same functionality. The difference is, when you select something, the floater remains open. And that's great if you plan on doing a lot of selecting and editing and selecting again. You have to dismiss the floater once you're done.